You're welcome to 15 minutes on book club. My name is GB. On book club, we review and summarize great books, either books on personal development, on leadership, Christian books, and we also read fictions. We have a community of book lovers, and what we do is that we make the juice from these books and we share them as summary every day so that we can apply it into our lives. If you'd like to join us, of course, you're welcome. Today, I'm bringing a book to us. Let me just tell you in advance. You see, when I picked up this book, I never knew I was going to read a philosophical book. I didn't even ever say that was the kind of book I was going to read. But this is an old book that people from generations to generations have read. And I keep wondering, what exactly is about this book? If you know one of those old books that has even passed from generation to generations, that's one of the books I'm talking about. And here I have The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Wow, I hope I pronounced that very well. You see, this book, I've heard about it so many times, and I decided that I was going to pick it up and read. And, well, like I said, it's a philosophical book. You need to think deep at times to understand everything that is there, puzzles here and there, stories, fables, all those things. But at the end of the day, I realized that he actually made a point with his book, although it has twists and turns everywhere. But I still believe he made a whole lot of sense and point with the book. It's about a boy that had a dream that there was a treasure in a place. It was just similar to Acres of Diamond. But his own case is different in that he pursued the dream. And in the pursuit of the dream, he had a whole lot of experiences and challenges. You understand? He was robbed, he was beaten, life happened to him along the way. He even found love. You understand? And then by the time he got to the end of the journey, where he was to find the treasure, that is where he got the hint that the treasure he was actually looking for was in his backyard. He was actually in his very hometown where he started the journey from. You see life, are you getting? And I believe Paulo Coelho was trying to pass a message across us that people should follow their dreams. You understand? People should follow they say most people don't follow their dreams, and then they get to a point where, to an age where they feel that there's nothing they can actually do again. When you now get to a particular age, you're like, oh, how I wish I had followed my dream. I wish I had followed what I wanted to do. That, in fact, that's one of the things. And one of the statements he mentioned in this book that kept recurring was when he said that when you decide to do a thing, he said the universe conspires to help you to achieve it. And this message coming again and again and again all through this book. And you know what? Apart from the story in the book, one of the things that actually caught my attention, because I started the book from the back, I wanted to know about him, and then he shared the story of how he wrote this book, and then the first publisher published it. He said it was published in his native language in Brazil. He said he found a publisher who published it. And then the book was on the shelf for 6 months before one copy was sold. A copy was sold. He said it took another 6 months for another copy was sold. And it was even the person that bought the first copy that came back to buy the second copy. He said the first publisher said, you know what, take your book. I don't want again. There is no point continuing. He didn't think that there is going to be any success with the book. And then fortunately again, you see this copy in my hand is the 25th anniversary copy. It was the copy that he produced to mark the 25th anniversary of the book. And I love what he wrote as a foreword. He wrote it by himself. He said, with this background story that I shared, he said that was how he started looking for another publisher. He said he started knocking the doors of publishers. He said he didn't want to give up because the story of the boy is actually his story. He said he put his heart and soul into this book. So he wasn't ready to let go. He said fortunately he got another publisher after knocking on the doors of publishers. He said then this publisher published it, and then gradually people started reading it. they started telling other people with word of mouth. You know, those days, internet is not like this, social media is not really like this. He said, through word of mouth, they started selling 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 6,000, 8,000, still in his native language down there in Brazil. He said there was a day an American came, maybe a tourist came to town, and then he went to the bookstore and picked it. Then he contacted him and said, okay, he would like to take this, a copy of the Alchemist, to the US. He said they would translate it to English and he would get a publisher. He said he allowed him. He said that was how the publisher, translated it into English, published it. And then after that, he started doing advert on it, TV interviews, radio, you understand, podcast, using newspapers, dailies to advertise it. So people started reading it. He said then a day came that the then President Bill Clinton was photographed coming out of the White House with a copy of the Alchemist. Wow! He said that was how celebrities all over the world, in America, Will Smith started reading the book and using points in the book, to advise college students, maybe graduating students, celebrities, artists. They started reading this book. And then he said something that blew my mind. He said for 300 weeks, over 300 weeks, he said the book Alchemist, he said it was a New York bestseller. He said it topped I had to go and read that part again. You mean 300 weeks? And that is like over 6 years. He said over 300 weeks. That was like over 6 years continuously. The book was a New York bestseller. That was a wow. He said that the book had been translated in like over 80 languages. Ha! You see, this is the part that actually blew my mind. I'm an author myself, and I want my book to go around the world. And this actually caught my attention. He was asked that, did he know that the book will get this kind of accolade all around the world? He said he never knew. He said the only thing he knew is that he poured his heart and his soul into it. That he was like the boy in the book that was following or pursuing his dream. And that's what I just want to leave with us, please. Don't let go of your dreams. And don't wait too long to start realizing it. Start pursuing it now. And like he said, when you want a thing, he said the universe conspires to help you achieve it. I'm going to leave us on that note, and I will say that till next time I come across your way, make sure you pick this book, and always remember that it takes just 15 minutes daily to learn what successful people do.